What if I told you some of the most bizarre, jaw-dropping discoveries weren't made in the jungle or outer space, but inside the human body through X-rays? From swallowed objects to unbelievable accidents, get ready, because what you're about to see is straight-up mind-blowing.
Knives in the stomach. In a tense operating room, a team of seasoned doctors stood over a 40-year-old man with an astonishing secret. For 2 months, this man had been swallowing knives. Lead surgeon Dr. Gender Malhotra described the case as both disturbing and terrifying. Even for a medical team that had seen it all, the man's unusual compulsion to consume metal left them baffled. The tension in the operating room was palpable, as every action carried significant risks. Dr. Malhotra, with over 2 decades of experience, had never encountered a case quite like this. After 2 days of meticulous planning, the team embarked on a 5-hour surgery. One wrong move could have spelled disaster for the patient. Ultimately, the doctors managed to extract 49 knives from the man's stomach. Some were folded, others were fully opened, and several were rusted or broken. Dr. Malhotra suspected the man might have been suffering from an undiagnosed mental disorder, potentially one never before documented. The surgery took place in the sacred city of Amritsar, located in northern India. Once the operation was complete, the patient's family finally breathed a sigh of relief, comforted by the knowledge that he was now on the path to recovery. In another bizarre case from Mandi, India, doctors were stunned to find an assortment of unusual items inside another patient's stomach. Except this time, it wasn't knives. Instead, they unearthed a collection of objects you'd expect to find in a handyman's toolbox. The man had swallowed 7 spoons, 2 toothbrushes, 2 small screwdrivers, a knife, and a metal rod. His family rushed him to the hospital after he complained of severe stomach pain, and an X-ray revealed the surprising contents of his belly. The images from the procedure were nothing short of alarming. The surgical team, led by Dr. Suraj Bhardwaj, discovered that the tip of the knife was already poking through the man's stomach lining. As they carefully extracted the bizarre assortment of items, it became clear just how severe the situation had been. After 4 long hours, the surgery was completed, and the patient was declared stable, much to the astonishment of everyone involved. Grenade. Soldiers are usually meticulous in planning their strategies, but one Ukrainian soldier took an unexpected and dangerous approach. In a bizarre move, he swallowed a hand grenade, intending to turn himself into a human bomb. An X-ray revealed the grenade lodged in his stomach. Fortunately for him, he overlooked a crucial detail. Once the grenade is inside, there's no way to pull the pin. Faced with this tense and high-stakes situation, Ukrainian military doctors were tasked with the dangerous job of removing the live grenade from the soldier's chest. Leading the operation was Andrei Verba, one of Ukraine's top military surgeons, working alongside experts in explosives and combat engineering. Their role extended beyond just assisting. They had to ensure the safety of the medical team during this delicate and risky surgery. The team had to think fast and work meticulously to prevent any chance of the grenade detonating. Normal surgical methods like using heat or cauterizing tools were out of the question, as they might have triggered an explosion. Instead, they relied on precision and deep expertise to safely extract the grenade from beneath the soldier's heart. Thanks to their skillful handling of the situation, the operation was a success. The 28-year-old soldier made a full recovery, much to the relief of his fellow soldiers and the medical staff. Nail in the head. Dante Otulo, a 32-year-old from Illinois, was working on building a shed in his backyard when something extraordinary occurred. While holding a nail gun above his head, he suddenly felt a sharp pain. He assumed that a nail had merely grazed his scalp, dismissing the injury as minor.
The nail go in. I thought it went in and went past my ear.
His partner Gail Glanzer cleaned the wound, and they thought little of it. The following day, Dante began feeling lightheaded and unwell. Realizing that something wasn't right, Gail rushed him to the hospital. To their astonishment, an X-ray revealed a 3¼ inch nail embedded in Dante's skull. The situation was dire, and doctors immediately arranged for his transfer to a specialized brain injury center for surgery. Surgeons successfully removed the nail, although part of Dante's skull had to be replaced with titanium mesh. When he saw the X-ray, Dante couldn't believe his eyes. The doctors assured him it wasn't a joke and showed him the nail that had been lodged in his head. The neurosurgeons explained that the nail had miraculously stopped just short of causing fatal damage.
Yeah, this is the nail right here.
Despite the terrifying ordeal, Dante maintained his sense of humor. Gale referred to him as a medical miracle, amazed not only by his survival but also by his ability to stay lighthearted through it all. Dante's case is a striking example of how injuries involving nail guns can be deceptively severe. Nail guns are powerful tools used in construction, capable of firing nails at high speeds. They are responsible for a significant number of injuries each year, particularly on construction sites. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, nail gun injuries account for an estimated 37,000 emergency room visits annually in the United States alone. While many of these injuries affect the hands and fingers, head injuries, although less common, can be life-threatening if not treated promptly. In Dante's case, the fact that the nail did not penetrate further into his brain is nothing short of miraculous. The skull, which is one of the body's most robust structures, can sometimes act as a shield, but even slight penetration can cause catastrophic damage.
And also that the nail may move within the brain and cause damage to structures.
The prompt medical attention Dante received likely saved his life, underscoring the importance of seeking immediate care after any serious accident, even when the injury seems minor at first glance. Dante's experience highlights the need for increased safety measures when using nail guns, including proper training and protective equipment to prevent such potentially fatal incidents. Steel marbles and magnets. Haley Lentz, a curious and playful 8-year-old, recently found herself in a terrifying situation. While innocently playing with her magnetic building blocks, she unknowingly swallowed several small magnetic pieces. Her parents, occupied with other tasks, didn't realize what had happened. The next day, Haley was in excruciating pain, prompting her concerned parents to rush her to the hospital. When doctors reviewed Haley's x-rays, they were shocked to find she had swallowed 20 steel marbles and 10 magnets. The result? 8 tears in her intestines that required immediate attention. Despite the gravity of the situation, Haley showed tremendous resilience, and the medical team quickly performed a delicate surgery to remove the harmful objects. Amazingly, Haley survived and, after 2 weeks in intensive care, was finally discharged, much to her family's relief. Refusing to let the incident fade, Haley's family took legal action against the toy manufacturer Mega Brands, resulting in a recall of 4 million of their magnetic toys. Although shaken by the ordeal, the family was grateful to have Haley back home, safe and sound. Cutlery in the stomach. Imagine suffering from a stomachache only to discover it's caused by having eaten cutlery. This was the bizarre reality for 52-year-old Secretary Margaret Dolman from the Netherlands. Her stomach had somehow become a storage unit for forks and spoons. When she arrived at the hospital, the doctors were taken aback by the X-ray. It revealed an incredible collection of 78 pieces of cutlery lodged inside her stomach. It was as if she had a personal buffet of silverware. Surgeons had to carefully extract each utensil one by one. Margaret wasn't eating food. She was consuming the cutlery itself. She was diagnosed with a disorder known as pica, where individuals feel compelled to eat non-food items. For Margaret, this strange urge centered around silverware. She admitted to having an uncontrollable desire to eat cutlery, which had already led to several trips to the hospital. Diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, Margaret's behavior was puzzling even to herself, especially since she never ate knives and couldn't explain why. After the surgery, she made a full recovery and began therapy to help address the underlying causes of her peculiar habit. In another unusual case from India, doctors were stunned when they discovered 63 spoons in a man's stomach. The patient, Yogesh, had been suffering from severe stomach pain for months. Initially, doctors suspected he had a tumor, but X-rays revealed the true culprit: dozens of spoons lodged in his stomach. Yogesh had developed a strange habit of swallowing not only spoons but also other objects like nails and screwdrivers. This practice caused severe internal damage, including ulcers and bleeding. There was also a serious risk that one of the spoons could puncture his intestines. Thankfully, the surgery to remove the spoons was successful, and Yogesh is now on the road to recovery. Bottle and steel cup in abdomen. A man was left in extreme pain and confusion. ultimately shocking doctors with his story. Seeking medical attention for intense stomach pain, the man was completely unaware of what was causing his agony. X-rays revealed something truly unexpected: a bottle lodged in his abdomen. The initial mystery of how it ended up there was quickly solved when the man admitted to a risky and daring act. He had inserted the bottle himself. However, his ordeal didn't stop there. When the bottle got stuck, he attempted to remove it using a hooked wire, which also became trapped inside him. With no other choice, doctors had to perform surgery to remove both the bottle and the wire. As the surgeons worked on his abdomen, they found that the wire had pierced his stomach in several places, adding to the complexity of the operation. Despite the difficulties, the team successfully removed the objects, though the consequences of his dangerous attempt left him with serious injuries. In a separate but equally strange case in Satna district, Madhya Pradesh, doctors had to operate on an elderly man to extract a small metal cup from his body. According to reports, the man had visited a local hospital where an X-ray revealed a surprising blockage in his digestive system. Upon further investigation, it was discovered that unqualified individuals had persuaded him to insert the metal cup, claiming it would relieve his stomach discomfort. Trusting their advice, the man followed through with the procedure, leading to the need for surgery. Scissors and surgical tools. Laughter is often said to be the best medicine, but for Lin Kong, a 27-year-old man from China, laughter took a dangerous turn. While out enjoying a meal with friends, Lin made an unusual choice to use nail scissors as a makeshift toothpick. But when one of his friends cracked a joke, Lin's laughter caused him to accidentally swallow the small pair of scissors. Desperate to dislodge them, Lin tried to cough them up, but this only pushed the sharp points deeper into his throat, leading to intense pain. By the time he reached the hospital, Lin was in terrible condition, pale, sweating, and unable to swallow properly. An X-ray revealed that the 4-inch scissors had lodged deep into his esophagus, with the points pressing dangerously close to his epiglottis. Dr. Chen and his team decided that surgery was needed, but they couldn't risk using general anesthesia for fear it might relax Lin's muscles too much, causing the scissors to slip further down. After a tense 30-minute procedure under local anesthesia, the team successfully removed the scissors. Lin was fortunate, emerging with only minimal internal scarring after this bizarre incident. In another alarming case, 69-year-old Pat Skinner endured months of unexplained pain after surgery at St. George Hospital in Australia. Eventually, an X-ray revealed the shocking cause. Surgical scissors measuring 6.7 inches had been left inside her abdomen. Skinner's ordeal began in May 2001, but it wasn't until October 2002 that the scissors were finally removed. Though the hospital quickly apologized, admitting it was a human error, Pat sought justice through legal means, determined to prevent such negligence from happening to anyone else. Similarly, Sylvie Dube from Montreal experienced an unexpected complication following surgery for ovarian cancer. Despite waking up with sharp shoulder pain, her doctors assured her it was normal post-surgical discomfort. However, an X-ray later revealed that a large metal plate had been mistakenly left inside her body during the operation. The hospital launched an investigation, revealing that despite careful instrument counts, the plate had been overlooked. Another shocking case unfolded in Vietnam, where a man named Mavanat had been living with pain since a car accident in 1998. For years, he was misdiagnosed with ulcers, and only in 2016 did an X-ray reveal the true cause: a pair of rusty surgical forceps that had been left inside him for 18 years. Mavanat underwent surgery at Thai Nguyen Hospital to have the 15-centimeter-long forceps removed, finally bringing him relief. Light bulb in the anus. A 53-year-old man entered a hospital in Colombia, his face flushed with embarrassment. He was suffering from intense pain in his backside, but felt too mortified to explain the situation to the doctors. What neither he nor the medical staff could anticipate was just how shocking the discovery would be. During the initial physical exam, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. However, an X-ray quickly revealed a startling find. A large light bulb was lodged deep within his rectum, astonishing the medical team. Further analysis revealed the situation was more delicate than initially assumed. The doctors warned that if the extraction proved too challenging, surgery might be required. The man would need to be under anesthesia, with his muscles fully relaxed to avoid further complications. They explained that a vacuum effect could occur if the object became stuck, which would potentially pull the light bulb even deeper, risking serious injury. Although the exact method of removal wasn't publicly shared, one thing is certain: the man was incredibly lucky the bulb didn't shatter inside him. The medical team described the entire procedure as both intricate and nerve-wracking, likening it to defusing a bomb. Can in rectum. When most people think of storing cans, they imagine them on shelves, not inside their bodies. But for one middle-aged patient, an ordinary day took a bizarre turn, landing him in the emergency room with severe abdominal pain. Doctors immediately ordered an X-ray to identify the source of his discomfort. To their astonishment, the scan revealed a can stuck deep inside his rectum. With no visible signs of a blockage, the medical team was perplexed. The situation was urgent, and within 12 hours, the patient was rushed into emergency surgery. The operation was delicate and challenging, with the can lodged so deeply it had caused significant damage. The surgical team worked carefully to extract it, successfully avoiding any further complications. The patient's life was saved, and despite the strange nature of the incident, he made a full recovery. This case serves as a reminder of the unexpected and often peculiar situations that medical professionals encounter on a daily basis. Cases like this are not as rare as one might think. According to medical reports, incidents involving foreign objects in the rectum occur more frequently than many would assume, with a variety of items being retrieved by surgeons each year. Common items include glass bottles, vegetables, and even light bulbs. These situations can arise from accidents, but they are often linked to risky behavior or unconventional medical remedies. Fortunately, most patients recover well after prompt medical intervention, but these cases highlight the importance of seeking help immediately when something unusual occurs. Spoon in the throat. We've all experienced the discomfort of having something stuck in our throats, even something as small as a piece of food. But one man's story takes this to a whole new level. In an act of foolishness, he swallowed a spoon on a dare from his friends, thinking little of it at the time. For a whole year, he continued his life normally, unaware of the danger lurking within. However, after receiving a sudden blow to his chest one day, he began to have trouble breathing. Panicked, he rushed to the hospital, believing the punch was the cause of his respiratory issues. Once there, an X-ray revealed something astonishing. The spoon he had swallowed a year earlier was still lodged in his throat. This posed a severe risk to his life, as it could lead to dangerous infections and blockages. The medical team immediately acted, performing emergency surgery to remove the spoon, which was now coated in mucus and posing a significant health threat. Thanks to the quick actions of the doctors, the man survived the ordeal, though the experience left a lasting impression on him. Cell phone and batteries. A 33-year-old man was rushed to the hospital with severe stomach pain. What the doctors discovered was shocking. He had swallowed an entire Nokia 3310 cell phone, which had become lodged in his stomach. Fortunately, under the intense pressure of his digestive system, the phone had broken into 3 pieces, making the surgery less complicated than it could have been. However, a serious danger remained. The phone's battery had come loose and was floating freely inside his stomach, creating a risk of chemical exposure. The surgical team had to act quickly to remove both the battery and the remaining pieces of the phone before any toxins could cause harm. The lead surgeon shared stunning images on social media, showing the extracted phone parts, X-rays, and endoscope images that captured the foreign object lodged inside the man's body. Remarkably, despite being in such a harsh environment, the phone was still mostly intact, looking more like it had been dropped a few times rather than swallowed whole. These extreme cases of foreign objects inside the human body demonstrate the bizarre lengths to which people sometimes go, whether out of distress, compulsion, or accident. They also highlight the skill and dedication of medical professionals who face these extraordinary challenges head-on, working to save lives in the most unexpected circumstances.
Which one shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and smash that subscribe button for more unbelievable facts every week. This is Wowverse, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay curious, stay amazed,